Yo, what's going on, homies? It's your boy Stun back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're diving into some PvP with the new Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN, and in today's video, we're showcasing them over on the Slasher team. It's finally time to replace Roger and Whitebeard, and obviously, we're going to replace Roger with another Roger. Now, I did do a video on Slashers without Roger, Whitebeard, and the Giants and the new Shanks, but now Slashers are in a particular position where they have a lot of very, very good characters at their disposal. Obviously, with S-Hawk, it allows them to run an 8-man team as well, and you can do some very, very fun stuff. So we're going to start it off with a couple of fights over in PvP, and then we're just going to move into the challenge fights and see how they go. Now, Roger, Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN boost Free Spirit and Slasher characters. You can run them over on the Free Spirit team, or you can run them over here on the Slasher team, which works out very, very nicely. It gives them a lot of versatility, gives them a lot of utility for two different teams. They give level 3 CD to the team, which is very, very good. And then they give some nice stats. I believe they give HP and attack and stuff like that. And they also have the new super special mechanic. So their special can do a 50% HP cut to one unit, then they halve defense, and then they hit 3 units for, I think, like 3.5 times their attack or something silly. So as you can see, like, it is a lot of damage that they can output. Obviously, a character that can halve defense first and then do a lot of damage, it's going to be very, very valuable on a team. But the main thing that I see them being very, very valuable for is their level 3 cooldowns. On top of all of the extra buffs that they give with their passive, the level 3 CD is actually pretty big. It means you can replace characters like Cracker. It means you can replace characters like Odin and still get this level 3 CD buff on top of a bunch of other buffs as well. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be running characters like Odin. It doesn't mean you shouldn't be running characters like Cracker, but it just allows you to sort of bring one rather than 2 and still get a lot of CD reduction. As for the rest of the team, like, I'm always bringing a Shanks, whether that's Anniversary Super Sugo Shanks or it's Verse Shanks. Both of them are very, very good, and I both see value in running the 2 of them, especially if you are running something like S-Hawk. S-Hawk, obviously being an int slasher, buffs Verse Shanks quite nicely, and Verse Shanks does buff him quite nicely. But I do find that the 10th anniversary Shanks and his shield with his cooldowns and all that sort of stuff just works a little bit nicer over on the Slash team. Finally, obviously, Zoro Sanji pretty much has to come. They give themselves defense. They give a massive level 7 attack, defense, HP, all that fun stuff. Plus, they can obviously activate the haste ability. Now, what makes Roger, GABAN, and Rayleigh so damn desirable is in PvP is this particular super special. Now, this particular ability came in for the 14.2 update, so it is still fairly fresh, and what it can become is obviously to be desired. We haven't seen exactly 100% of what the capabilities can be, but basically what you need to do is you need to get hit twice by any special, and then you can activate this super special mechanic. And with Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN, this particular super special mechanic allows you to get a 60% HP cut on top of then halving defense, doing 4 times their attack to 3 enemies, and then give themselves 100% heal, which is absolutely massive. Now, in their passive, they give themselves level 10 defense, so having them in the middle, tanking shots, tanking specials, allowing you to get this super special off, and then just full healing makes them an incredibly valuable unit, like incredibly valuable as a defensive capabilities. Now, normally for these showcases, I will always have the new unit in the first slot, so you can see them on this particular page, but Roger, Rayleigh, GABAN are just so good in the middle that I just basically had to put them there when we were taking on some of these bigger teams like Int, Powerhouse, Strength, that type of stuff. So their defensive options are just absolutely fantastic. The cooldowns they give, the offense they give is really, really good as well. And obviously Slashers just have a lot of power, so they can just bolster what your attacking characters are already doing. As for the bench, I always like to bring an int-based bench, so that way we can buff characters like S-Hawk massively. Brook obviously pretty much has to come because we need a Zoro Sanji Straw Hat unit. And then I like to use Cat Viper because he can buff Slashers, he can buff Int. And then having something like Dory or Brogy, even Shiki works quite well to round out that particular bench. So overall, Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN have been just impressing the crap out of me over in Rumble. They haven't been breaking the meta by any means. It's not like I'm looking at them going, oh my god, they make the Slasher team the best team in the game once again. But they definitely bring a lot of help to Slashers. They bring a lot of extra firepower, they bring a lot of cooldown reduction, they bring a lot of extra stats The downside, obviously, is that they do replace Roger and Whitebeard. And whilst Roger and Whitebeard are now at the end of their reign for the slasher team, they're still a very, very good unit. They can still do a lot of damage. They're still a fantastic option for damage output. Obviously, bypassing defense is very, very good. They, in turn, buff S-Hawk even more, but having this particular character and their super special is just super, super valuable. Now, as you guys will see here, I believe we actually get hit by this Luffy special. It's like 1 versus 8, so it didn't really matter. But having a character like that hit something like Roger, Rayleigh, GABAN means that they would go down to very low HP, as you can see there. Ideally, I want to get the super special there to sort of showcase it. But what Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN would do is then obviously hit with the HP cut, hit with the half stats, and then go back to full HP with that super special ability. All right, so let's move over to some of the challenge fights now, and we're going to start utilizing Vershanks. So Vershanks is still very, very good, but like I said, I'm a big fan of 10th anniversary Shanks nonetheless. But the passive of Roger, Rayleigh, GABAN is actually level 6 HP, level 6 attack, and then they give themselves level 10 defense. So plus the level 3 CD as well. So their passive overall doesn't seem super powerful on paper, but look, any character that can give CD reduction on top of some attack and especially HP is really, really valuable. Plus that level 10 defense just makes them so bulky. With their special, obviously cutting HP, halving defense, doing a lot of damage, it just allows your other characters to hit really, really hard as well. Now, Vershanks is a great option because he can do fixed damage across the board pretty much every single time. But having this half defense just works really, really well for characters like Cracker, works very well for characters like Odin, and works very, very well for your entire bench. Once your bench comes in and needs to start doing a little bit of damage, like Brook and Cap Viper and stuff like that, this particular half stats just helps out absolutely immensely. Obviously, S-Hawk doesn't really need it that much. He goes through defense, and Zoro Sanji aren't really doing damage. But having the ability to halve defense just opens the door to a lot of damage potential, and that's what slashes are all about. Slashes are obviously all about doing damage, so having halve defense just works massively in their favor. Just so massively. So I'm going to take on Esper, and then we're going to dive into the Pizarro fights. I don't want this video to go too long because I do want to do a free spirit showcase of Roger, Rayleigh, GABAN as well, and take on some other challenge fights and take on some PvP fights with that particular team, because I think that the free spirit team is definitely going to bolster a lot from this particular anniversary exclusive. Now, whilst like whilst I was saying, whilst this character is very, very good, you do have options like Roger and Whitebeard still that you could just use over this unit, and the slasher team's still going to function very nicely. As I mentioned as well, this particular character doesn't really break down any crazy walls, making slashers like the indefinite best team in the game, but it does bring them back into the meta, or back into that top 3 discussion of a very, very powerful PvP team, like a very, very powerful PvP team. And on defense, I feel like this particular character is just going to catch a lot of units out, purely because you could just do massive HP cuts and then half defense, which is just crazy. All right, so we're going to finish it off with the Pizarro challenge fight now, and this is really showcasing sort of the diversity and power that slashers have. They have a lot of really good PvP rare recruits that you can kind of throw on a team to make it work against other comps, other variations. Now, this particular fight is by far the hardest challenge fight in the game, with the release of Sanjuan Wolf and Pizarro Dex Powerhouse. Absolutely disgusting, plus their bench is just absolutely wild. So having the ability to just throw a character like Kaku into your front lines just to disrupt what the enemy team is doing just allows slashers to flourish that much nicer. So I really wanted to showcase this, as this particular challenge fight can be very challenging, ironic, but having the ability to sort of just throw on a 20 cost PvP rare recruit, put him in the front, and then just sort of call it a day, just showed absolute wonders for the versatility that slashers actually have. So overall, I think Roger, Rayleigh, GABAN are going to be a fantastic character in PvP, not only for the slasher team, but on the free spirit team as well. Make sure to belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss out on that particular video, because I will be uploading a lot of content when it comes to the anniversary exclusive Roger, Rayleigh, and GABAN. And if there's anything that you guys want to see, let me know down below in the comment section. Let me know if you've tried this character. Let me know if you think this character is really, really amazing, or if you think they're kind of overrated. Let me know if you'd rather run Roger and Whitebeard, because whilst this character does bring a lot to the slasher team, obviously it does have to replace one of the biggest units for the longest time. So let me know what you guys think down below. Overall, my thoughts over on the Slasher team, they work exceptionally well. Slashers are still one of the best teams in the entire game and still work very, very well across a variety of different fights and a variety of different teams. Is it the best team in the game? No, I still think that the Int powerhouse and then like the Dex powerhouse team hold the candle for the best teams in the game. However, Slashers definitely make an argument. They can definitely put up a massive fight and they can definitely do some pretty wonderful things against some of the best teams in the game. But that's going to wrap up the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to go down there, belt the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff for me. Most importantly, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. Finishing off on the animation of the super special is actually pretty nice. So enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thank you all for watching and I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's